I'm lesbian, I'm homosexual. What does that mean to you? What does that mean to that person who says that? How many of you know someone who's a member of the LGBTQ community? What if someone came out to you? Have you considered the courage of the steps that it takes to come out? As an out lesbian myself, I believe that I have personal experience in this, going through it and knowing many people who have gone through it. It's been in my experience that I feel that everyone should have a balanced perspective of normative heterosexual views that are given in our culture along with homosexual culture. I will be giving you insight on the coming out process on a micro, oneself, on a meso, which is your friends, family, and peers, and on a macro level, which is the community as a whole, work, church, and other things like that. Now, with the micro we have here is some people are raised with anti-homosexual views, and in this causes stigmatization with coming out and accepting oneself. Also, in doing this, with the stigmatism of alternative sexual identity, there is a lot of anxiety and distress, and some have even chosen, because of the homophobia, to may have taken suicide as an option. As well, some people may come to terms with that they are homosexual, but not choose to come out for personal reasons, whether they are not ready or they are not in a proper environment to come out to oneself. And all of these play a part, a crucial part. Now, I'm going to give you some statistics along with this of depression and suicide. About 4 to 5 times more of youth pride, gay youth, are severely, depression strikes 4 to 5 times more of the gay youth than it does the heterosexual youth. They're also 2 to 3 times more likely to commit suicide, and 1 in 3 gays have attempted suicide. Now, after one has self-identified, they tend to eventually want to come out to their peers or family. Now, this is also just based on their choice, because maybe it's not safe and sound to tell family or friends. And with that in mind, they must take into account the various risks. Some statistics given by the Youth Pride Inc., which I looked up. Great. Really enlightened me to these things, and I feel like they should be shared with you. 26% of the LGBT youth who come out to their parents are told to leave home. Along with that, 84% of LGBT students report being verbally harassed, whether they are names, derogatory names, or threats to their well-being. Now then the question ensues that if you are okay with facing these risks, who do you tell and why? Well, most people will prefer to tell someone who's already in the LGBT community, or a family member who is LGBT friendly, whichever works, as to test the waters. And the reasons why most people like to tell, and it's hard to keep that in, is because it allows a greater self-esteem. It also allows the full integration of themselves into their friends, so they know who they are. Like, this is me, this is an integral part of who they are. And they feel that that acceptance is crucial to them. Now, the acceptance or rejection has a very big impact on an individual. If you're accepted, you're allowed to move into the next process, which is macro. If you're rejected, there's plenty of people who tend to suppress who they are and enter back into a micro level. There was a case study in Making a Gay Identity where a boy comes out to his father and he wishes to enroll him in a gay rehabilitation center. This, he fakes his success in completing the program and decides to keep himself a secret. But if acceptance is given, then one can transfer into the macro level, which is the community, which is also a personal choice. The reasons being, it is not necessary nor crucial as to coming out. Like, if you don't come out and work, it doesn't mean that you are not proud of yourself, it doesn't mean that you have shame. You've just chosen not to for whatever personal reasons. An interview with our psych department, one of our psych teachers, Miss Emerson, she informing me of a friend of hers who was 66 years old, who was out to her friends and her family and everything, but does not wish to be out in her work for fear of discrimination. And though we have made much progress with her experience growing in the years of LGBT advancements, like, it's just too scary for her, and she wishes not to. Also, the risks involved to coming out and, like, say, your work. The FBI data shows that in 2010, 6,624 incidents of hate crimes, 19.3% were motivated by sexual orientation biases. Also, in a few statistics about the LGBT issues, 30 states in the US still allow for LGBT citizens to be fired just because of their sexual orientation or gender identity. In late 2005, 39% of LGBT workers reported experiencing some sort of workplace harassment, names or threats. Finally, for those who do choose to come out to their community, there's a lot of positive reasons to do this, and why many people, once again, it's an integral part. It's all part of the steps in being at a complete level of outness that one wishes to be at. Whether it's LGBT, like, community places for the youth, or just getting to know other LGBTQ members. It's very crucial for them, because moving out to that final level, there's been reports of less stress and anxiety and less symptoms of depression, as well as there's greater outness is linked out with higher self-esteem, and it's really an integral part of being a part of who one is, to be true in all aspects of your life. And but what's really great about the article, Making a Gay Identity, is the LGBT individual is reminded that one never stops coming out. No matter where, eventually you will be confronted. Whether it's on a personal, the new people that you meet, or you find a new job, you're always going to be confronted of coming out and saying who you are. And that never stops. Hopefully eventually it does. But understand these guards. But to recap what I've talked about today, I'm going to summarize what I shared with you. And the process of coming out on a micro, which is to self, on a meso, which is to friends, family, and peers, and a macro is the community. In revealing the coming out process on these levels, I believe that it affirms that coming out is more than just words, and it is a genuine process that an individual must go through. Now you know about the psychosocial process of coming out.